Some of the most amazing card tricks are those when a magician makes a totally impossible prediction. In this trick, you're going to make not just one impossible prediction, but two impossible predictions, all under totally impossible conditions, and all from a deck shuffled by the spectator themselves. Stay tuned for the trick, the secret, and of course the usual inspiring message. Let's go. In today's tutorial, we're diving into the art of self-working card magic where the impossible becomes possible. Imagine this, a shuffled deck, two cards freely chosen by the spectator, and you, the magician, making an uncanny double prediction that will leave jaws on the floor. Welcome back to CoachTrick, where magic meets inspiration. As ever, it's not just about the magic, it's about the connection between the world of cards and the journey towards achieving success in every aspect of life. So stick around for magical insights that will empower you to make your own predictions on your own path to success. Okay, let's jump into this spellbinding trick. Grab a deck and let's go. Okay, as ever, let's kickstart by taking a look at the effect itself. Now, this effect is not just one amazing prediction, but it's two amazing predictions in one trick. And here's what happens. You're going to start with two decks, in this case a red deck and a blue deck, and you're going to ask the spectator just to give both of these a shuffle. So there can be absolutely no doubt that the cards are truly mixed up and there's no secret preparation going on. So once the spectator has shuffled both of the decks, you're then going to give the spectator a choice of deck. So they can choose either of these decks to use for themselves, and they're going to leave the other one for you. So let's just say in this instance they choose the blue deck, that leaves the red deck for me, and we're going to place that just over here, and we'll come back to that shortly. Now with the blue deck, what we want to do is just to choose a couple of predictor cards. These are cards that we're going to use to make our amazing predictions. Now it just so happens that the black aces work quite well for this, so these are the cards that we're going to take from the deck as our prediction cards. There we go, just there, the two black aces. We now want the spectator to make two totally random selections, so we're going to ask them to take the deck, and we're going to ask them now to make their first random selection, and to do so just by dealing a random number of cards to the table like so. And they can deal as many cards as they like, and just to stop whenever they feel like it. So let's say they say stop just there. They're going to mark that position with one of the face-up aces, and then they're going to complete the deck just like so. We're now going to ask them to make their second totally random selection in just the same way. To take the deck and to deal a random number of cards just like so, and whenever they feel like it, just to stop, and then to mark the position they've stopped with the second upturned ace, and then to complete the deck just like so. So to reflect, we had a shuffled deck, and the spectator has now randomly marked two positions in that shuffled deck with the two face-up aces. Now, as a magician, you want to make a couple of predictions. You're going to try to predict the exact cards at the positions where the spectator has stopped in the deck. And to do that, you're going to take your deck over here, the red deck, and you're going to select a couple of cards which you think are going to predict the spectator's cards. So you're just going to go through and, okay, I think we'll select that one there, and then maybe also that one, or maybe, actually, I think this one. So I've now made a couple of predictions here. What we want to do now is to take a look at where the spectator has stopped in this deck. So if we spread the deck, we can see the two locations that the spectator has marked. We're going to take the card next to the marker card in each of these instances. So let's just take these out of the deck and place those next to our prediction cards. At this point, let's just recap exactly what's happened. The spectator shuffled the cards. The spectator randomly selected one of the deck of cards. They have dealt random numbers of cards in order to mark two totally random positions in the deck. There's no way anybody can know what positions they would be or what cards are at those positions. I, as a magician, have now made two predictions. All that's left to do now is to see whether my predictions match the selections made by the spectator. So let's take a look at the spectator's first selection, the 5 of spades. Let's take a look at my first prediction, the 5 of spades. Let's take a look at the spectator's second selection, the 5 of hearts. Let's take a look at my second prediction, the 5 of hearts. This is a really powerful double prediction trick. Stay tuned because now I will show you exactly how it works. Okay, now let's take a look at the secret to this double miracle. This is a great trick. It's basically just to build on the old classic key card location, but with a twist, because in this instance we're going to use 2 key cards rather than just one. And here's how it does work. You're going to start with the 2 decks, and the spectator really can give them a shuffle. You want them to know there's no preparation going on and these cards really are mixed up, and that's all what adds to the impact. You're now going to ask the spectator to select one of these decks, and they really can select whichever deck they like. Let's say they select the blue deck. You're going to take the red deck and place that aside for yourself. You're now going to explain how you need to take a couple of predictor cards from this deck here. These are cards that the spectator is going to use to mark positions in the deck. And you're going to explain that the 2 black aces work really well for this. So you're just going to go through the deck with a view to finding and removing the 2 black aces. Just like so. Now, here's the secret. In the act of going through the deck and finding the 2 black aces, you're going to remember your 2 key cards. You're going to remember secretly the top card of the deck, so in this instance the 9 of clubs, and also the bottom card of the deck, in this instance the 5 of diamonds, and then just return the deck to the table. For the next phase of this trick you have 2 options. Either you can take the cards as a magician and do the dealing of the cards and just ask the spectator to say stop whenever they feel like it. But I think it's more powerful to give the cards to the spectator and let them do the dealing themselves. So you're now going to ask them to make 2 totally random selections by marking 2 totally random points in the deck. And to do so just by dealing cards into a single pile like so, and to deal as many cards as they like, and just to stop whenever they feel like it. It really is totally a free choice. So let's say they stop just there. Ask them to mark that position with the first upturned ace and to replace the rest of the deck on top like so. Now note, this is going to take our bottom card, one of our key cards, the 5 of diamonds, and place that on top of their marker card just there. We're now going to ask them to make their second selection, and to do so once again just by doing exactly the same, by dealing a random number of cards whenever they feel like it, just to stop dealing and to mark that position with the other upturned ace, and then to take this part of the deck and to return that on top like so. Now note, this is secretly going to take our other key card and place that on top of their ace just there. Now at this point it appears to the spectator as though they've just marked totally random points in the deck. You're now going to make your double prediction as the magician, and to do that you're going to take your deck over here and you're going to explain that you're looking for a couple of cards that you think are going to predict correctly the cards that the spectator has selected. And all you're going to do here, you're just secretly going to look for your key cards, and you're just going to secretly find those cards. So in this instance, here's the 9 of clubs. Remember that as our top key card from the previous deck, and place that just there. You're going to look for your second key card. Remember that as the bottom card of the previous deck. That was the 5 of diamonds. And then place that just there as your second prediction. You're now going to take the spectator's deck and just to spread that like so to reveal the 2 face-up aces. Emphasize once again that these represent totally random positions. And on top of each of the aces, you're going to just take the card as the selected cards. So on top of the ace over here and on top of the ace over here, just take those cards. And once again, just emphasize how they are the result of a totally free selection by the spectator. All that's left to do now is to take a look at whether your predictions match the spectator's cards. And of course, if you've followed the steps, then you're guaranteed that over here, the spectator's selection of the 9 of clubs will match your prediction of the 9 of clubs. And over here, the spectator's selection of the 5 of diamonds will match your prediction of the 5 of diamonds. It's a great trick. Practice it. Go out there, perform it. And of course, above all else, have fun. And there you have it, the secrets to a double prediction that defies explanation. As you continue to explore the world of magic, keep in mind the powerful link between your magical journey and the extraordinary path to success. Just like we predicted the cards in this trick, through continued action, you can also predict success for yourself. Every card you master, every step you take, brings you closer to realizing your dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, keep the magic alive, keep moving forwards, and take care.